Hi, I'm Kiermango, and today I'll be going over the Swordcraft Prebuilt from set 4. I will be reviewing it and giving you some possible budget upgrades. You can find the Prebuilts by clicking on Shop, then Buy Cards, and then Buy Prebuilts. The Swordcraft Prebuilt comes with 3 Chromatic Duel, 3 Oath's Knight, 3 Cthulhan, 3 Homebound Mercenary, 3 Holy Bear Knight, 2 Innocent Princess Prim, 1 Sky Commander Celia, 3 Alt Art Unbridled Fury, 3 Merchantette, 3 Lancer of the Tempest, 3 Vulse Magical Marksman, 1 Tanya Shadow Enforcer, 1 Charlotte Tiny Justice, 3 Assassination Jutsu, 3 Frontline Cavalier, 1 Dragon Knights, and 1 Zeta Crimson Lancer. Major inclusions of this deck are the 3 Chromatic Duel, which you see a playset in mid-range Sword. A very strong and flexible card, sometimes the best play on turn 4, if you activated your Chromatic Duel on turn 1. 3 Lancer of the Tempest, another card you'd see a playset of in mid-range Sword. A very strong board clear later in the game, and a very solid play for just as removal, and absolutely destroys followers with 1 attack. 1 copy of Dragon Knights, which is also another card you'd see 3 of in mid-range Sword. A very, very strong and flexible card. All of these gold cards will help towards you building rotation mid-Sword. Still, the deck is very expensive, so it only gets you a bit of the way there. The legendaries included in this deck are Sky Commander Celia and Zeta Crimson Lancer. Sky Commander Celia is another card that's super flexible, sees play in pretty much every single Sword deck that exists, has a 3 of. A very good pickup. Zeta Crimson Lancer, also a very good pickup, sees play in mid-range Sword, gives you a good tempo play without using Evolve on turn 6, and giving you burst damage for later in the game. If you were to play this pre-built without making any changes, I think you might have a little bit of a hard time to a fine time. The issues you would have is losing your board. If you lose your board, it's really hard to get back. You don't have too many ways of filling your board up quickly, and you have a small range of powerful late game cards. If you are a complete beginner, I'd say it's probably fine to play this in ladder. If you're in about probably like group B rank, A rank and onwards, I would definitely consider doing a lot of upgrades to the deck. Going to be honest, I have a hard time choosing cards for the budget version of a mid-range Sword deck, since most of Sword's powerful cards are gold and legendary. But here's my attempt. I tried to keep the base deck intact as much as possible, so you don't have to replace too many cards, but I couldn't build a budget version without including at least some extra legendaries. Key cards is I added 2 more Dragon Knights and 2 Arthurs. You can see the rest is Bladed Hedgehog and Axe Destroyer. Obviously, if you want to put more vials into this deck, you can get more Arthurs, you get more Sky Commander Celias. This version of the deck doesn't have a very consistent Arthur. You're not always going to get the same Arthur every time, but this should be a improvement on the base deck. The alternate card that comes with this pre-built is Unbridled Fury. Now all of the classes got a bronze spell basic card as their alternate art. Sword is a class that isn't really known for its spells, other than the spells that make followers. So there wasn't too many cards to choose from. Unbridled Fury is pretty poor as removal. On average, you want your 2 play point removal to do 3 damage. To do that with this card, you have to have 3 followers, and if you have 3 followers, you're probably already winning, or it's late in the game where it shouldn't really matter too much. Even though this card looks really nice, I wouldn't recommend playing with it. The final grade I would give this deck is a B+. is a decent place to start off if you want to play a mid-range sword, any kind of sword deck for rotation. Sword is particularly expensive, so be prepared to dedicate a lot of your vials to it. But all of the golds and legendaries are pretty relevant. You get in this pre-built, so it helps a lot. Too bad the alt art is a spell. Again, the sword doesn't really have that many good spells. Still, I would definitely recommend this deck for a beginner if they want to play sword. Because the power shouldn't really matter until later in ladder. I still have a bunch of classes to do for the pre-built review, so if you want to see those, subscribe. Yeah, thanks for watching.